Hi, this is a video for HarborViewAntiques.com. The subject of this video will be how to upload a new antique. So if you are on the home page, you want to go to the upper right hand corner and click Login, as I have just done here. Now my screen has automatically saved an email address, but I am going to put in a test email address that I have set up specifically for the purposes of showing you exactly what you will see on your screen. So you type in your email address and password here under the Returning Members section and click Login. Now you will see that the page has refreshed, and in the upper right hand corner you now have My Account, Manage Antiques, and Log Out, in addition to the other tabs: Home, About, Buyer Security, and Contact. So you want to click on Manage Antiques. Then you will have a series of options under Manage Antiques for your dealer name. In this case, Clockkeeper is the test dealer name that I am using. So to add a new antique, you want to select the first link, which is Add a New Antique. And this will pull up a form. This is called the Item Information Form. This is the form that you will see every time when you are uploading an antique. So in the name field, you want to put the title of your antique. So in this case, I am going to put a fictitious title called Mantel Clock. I'm then going to come down to description. The one thing I want to mention about the title is we like to keep the titles concise. You really need to use a brevity of words in the title, because the description is where you really want to put all the descriptive information about your item. And we generally ask that the first letter of each word is capitalized. Obviously that does not apply for the description. For the description, you only want to put the basic descriptive information in paragraph form. So again, I'm just going to come up with a description: a fine French bronze ormolu mounted mantel clock. Normally I would put much more, but just for this purpose I'm going to leave it short and sweet. At the moment we're not putting anything in for meta keywords and meta description. When I have more information on that, I will get that to you and tell you exactly how you're supposed to be using those two fields. In the classification in catalog, this is where you select a category, and you always want to choose the most specific. So for example, if I click the scroll down, you see a number of different options, and the first major category that comes up is accessories. And so under this you see a number of different options. Under ceramics, we break it out into porcelain and then pottery and earthenware, and it's broken out even further. So here are clocks, and I would never select clocks. That's the broadest one. I always want to select the most specific. So I'm going to choose mantel clocks. I'll click on that. Then I'm going to come down to list price. For the purposes of this exercise, I'll just say that it's $1,000. Now note, you don't want to put in any decimal point, comma, dollar sign. The system will do that for you on the front end. In this case, I'm going to say that the item is held with vendor, meaning it is not located at the Antique Center in Stamford. I'm going to select all of these options here for the discounts that apply. These discounts differ based upon whether or not the individual purchasing the item is an interior designer or a retail client. So generally speaking, we try to keep the retail clients in the 10% discount range, and we reserve the 20% for the trade. Let's see, moving down, the availability is going to default to for sale. Obviously you're uploading a new item, and so it should be for sale. The status is going to default to awaiting approval, because once you have uploaded the item, we will then need to go in and approve that item. So it's going to default to that, and so I don't even think you can change that. No, you can. It's just it defaults to that. The upload charge also defaults to $1. Then moving down, you have to put in a circa date. Again, here we ask that you put the most specific one that you can. 19th century is generally too broad of a period. If you can narrow it down, if you know that your item is roughly 1860 to 1880, that's a much better circa date than something that's as broad as, you know, mid-19th century. Then here you're just going to put in your basic dimensions. So again, I'm just going to make up something here. I'm going to say it's 18 inches high. I'll call it 10 inches wide and 6 inches deep. And then you click Save. So once you have clicked Save, the page refreshes. And if you now scroll down to the bottom, I'm scrolling just using my trackpad, but you can also come here and use the slide bar on the side. When you come down, you now see, after the page is refreshed, that there is an option to add item images. The first option you see is to add a thumbnail image. If you are not, you know, computer savvy enough, you can leave this blank. The system will automatically size an image that is appropriate for this field, but this is an image that needs to be uploaded very specifically at 184 by 195 pixels. If you can't do that, not to worry. As I said, the system will automatically resize it. So to upload the basic images associated with your item, under Add an Image, which is the second option, you click the purple Upload button, and then now it pulls up a window, and you have to direct the system to where your images live. So here in my case, if I go to Documents, I'm not sure where I have an item where I can upload. Let's see what photos we have in here. Okay. I'm going to upload a picture of this frog. So what I did is I went here on my computer. When the window popped up, I went to the folder where my photos are living. And in this case, I went to my Dropbox folder, clicked on Photos, Sample Album, and I found this picture of the frog. For you, it's going to be very specific. It's wherever your photos live in your computer. I can't tell you where that is. It's whatever system you have devised. But once you've gotten that, you then click Open or Select. I'm working on a Mac for the purposes of this video, so in my case, I click Open. And you will see very quickly there that the system uploaded the item. And further, you now see that that item is living under the Manage Item Images. You can select multiple images at a time. If I click up again here on Add an Image, click Upload. Again, it now remembers where I was last time. But if I want to choose a different folder, I come here to Photos. And let's see if I can find some photos. Okay, so here is a photo of my children on the ferry when we were going to Maine. I can also select another image here of my son being rather pouty, and I can click Open. Again, you'll see that these two images are uploading. I think these files might be larger files, so it is taking a little bit longer. But once that upload process finishes, you'll see that the images will appear down below. And the reason I'm showing you this is because once these images upload, you'll see that you have the ability to move the images around and reorder them. So I'm just waiting. Again, these are kind of rather larger files, which is why they're taking longer. Typically for the site, you don't need big files. Most people are viewing these images, via the web. They are generally 72 dpi or 100 dpi. You don't really need huge images. So now I have three images. We have the frog in the first position, we have my son and daughter on the ferry in the second position, and my unhappy son in the third position. Let's say I wanted to move Jack to the very top. I simply select his photo, I click, and I drag, and I move him up to the top, and I let go. Let's say, oh, I made a mistake. The frog needed to be first. You see that your cursor has changed from the arrow to the cross. If you click and drag and let go, you can reorder. Now let's say this image here of my son that I uploaded was not the correct image. I did not want that one. I simply click delete. Oh, before I do that, I should say once you have reordered your images however you'd like them, you must click Save. Sorry, I forgot to say that, because your image order will not be saved until you actually click Save. And that Save Images button is at the top. It is also located down at the bottom. So if you've uploaded, let's say, 8 images, you have that option to save up at the top or at the bottom. It doesn't make a difference. Now, again, if I uploaded an image that was not associated with this, I uploaded something in error, you simply click the Delete button, Save Images. You're going to be prompted to say, are you sure you meant to delete this image? You want to get rid of this image? You say, okay, and that image is now gone. So that basically is the process for uploading an image. I'm just scrolling back up to the top here. If you want, you are able to look at this item on the front end. You simply click at the very top, view this item on the front end. If you click that, it will come to the front end, and you'll see what the item looks like to the average viewer on the site. You see the information. Now here you can see, obviously there's room for more information, more descriptive information, and more information is certainly better. I have the circa date. The system has automatically put in the height, width, and depth with the inches symbol. It has automatically assigned an inventory code. It shows that the location of the item is held with vendor, meaning it is not viewable at the Antique Center in Stamford. And it has automatically formatted the price. Other options here show that you can email this item to a friend. You can see other items in the dealer inventory, etc. So that is basically the process. I'm going to hit the back button to go back to our form. The only other thing I wanted to say before I conclude this video is that you can now go back and start this process all over again by clicking here in what's called the breadcrumbs, where it says you are here, Manage Antiques, at the top of the page under Item Information. If you click this Manage Antiques, it brings you back to where we started, where you have your 6 options. So you want to click on the Add a New Antique link again, and the process will start over. So that is basically the basics of uploading a new item to the website. Please feel free to leave any comments, anything that's not clear that you need me to go over. I will certainly be putting up other videos, and I'm happy to make any corrections or changes to improve this video. Thanks so much.